And so eventually it went up to the United States Supreme Court, and last week, 2 weeks ago, recently, the Supreme Court heard arguments as to whether the ADA is unconstitutional as applied to state governments. Essentially, is Mr. Lane, can Mr. Lane be forced to crawl up the steps of the courthouse? A few of us had some fun. We went up when the argument was happening in the courtroom and crawled up the steps of the Supreme Court. I mean, what the hell? It's like begging for direct action. Who could ask for more? A case about a man that had to crawl up the court steps. I can do this. My knee's still all right. Taking arthritic knees on marble is not recommended. But it was a lot of fun. We did not get arrested. Becky Ogle was leading the day. She's a woman who is from Tennessee, who was one of the authors of the ADA. And Becky decided we'd pretty much done our thing just by getting up there, and that we would all go back. But that was fun, you know. So maybe some people understood what it's really like to crawl up the steps of the courthouse if they saw somebody doing it. And I understand some pictures made the national news, and that's good. I mean, they wouldn't see anything but my butt in a raincoat, but if they saw my butt in a raincoat and it had some kind of impact, helping them to feel what it is like, then that was good, and besides it was fun. Issues, what other issues?
Well, I would think that a lot of the stuff that we're going to segue into now would be stuff that Bobby could take over in terms of Mikasa and adapt stuff.
Bobby?
Oh,
We're
unless you want
segueing
to talk
right
about the
into you.
judicial hearings. That was the other thing that Jim was going to talk about, was the shutdown of the judicial hearings, something the coalition was doing. If you were looking at me with that face, you certainly don't feel prepared to speak about it.
No, I don't feel prepared to speak about it. I don't
Okay.
even know what you're talking about, but that's probably because I'm not thinking.
And it's also
Which
probably because
hearings?
you're not actually Jim. There were judicial hearings. I
Okay.
can't remember the name of the nominee. Do you remember the name of the
Sutton?
nominee?
Oh, Pickering.
Yeah, and they shut him down.
Pickering and
Coalition
Sutton
shut 'em down.
and, oh my God in heaven. Because obviously, as I've been telling you, the judges are crucial to the effectiveness of the ADA and other laws protecting people's disabilities. So this whole wing of the disability rights movement has been fighting the appointment of judges known to be hostile to our rights. And was Pickering the first one?
Actually, it was Sutton, and
I think Pickering was the first one. We fought and fought and fought and fought, and they actually filibustered.
it was a lawyer from
Venting.
Alabama before Garrett. That's on that. He was the first one.
And that's Sutton.
No, he was no.
Pickering.
So you might have been so many.
Well, anyway, you're right, there've been three, and that have been fought, and two of them are still pending. But just last week or so, while Congress is away, doing whatever it is they do this time of the year, I'm sure they do something, other than campaigning, the president appointed Pickering, in a recess appointment, and, so he will go into office without, the approval of Congress. So, the whole movement to prevent obnoxious judges from getting elected is a big one. Okay, Bobby, we're segueing right into you.
All right. Well, I will say good afternoon to everyone. Peace and blessings. I'm Bobby Coward. I'm with the chair spokesman of ADAPT. ADAPT stands for American Disabled for Attending Programs Today. We are a grassroots disability rights organization. We fight for the integration, full inclusion, empowerment, civil rights for individuals with disabilities, cross disabilities, we say. I just want to pick up what Linda said. She made a good point about the civil rights movement. I'm going to talk about, like, to give you a little background and a little, guess, update on history. Then I'm gonna move into the particular issues that we're fighting for and how we, I'll strategize on, getting, the issue that we're fighting for, won or passed. In this case, passed is the legislation that we're trying to get passed. Again, Linda said about the civil rights movement, the 64 civil rights movement, one that, my culture was very, very strong in, and again, about the 64 civil rights movement, I won't go back into history. But again, I was interviewed, first of all, I'm a paralyzed veteran. I was at U.S. Air Force, aircraft mechanic. I broke my neck in a car accident, woke up a month later, paralyzed quad, couldn't move anything. The condition is getting better. But the first thing I said was, I can get through this. So again, every ending is a new beginning, and adjusting to this way of life. And I'm a little slow, one step behind, but I'm still getting up there. But getting back to the civil rights movement, I was asked in an interview on a comment about what Jesse Jackson said, Reverend Jesse Jackson. They asked Jesse Jackson to compare the 64 civil rights movement to the disability rights movement. And Jesse Jackson's response was there is no comparison, that, the 64 was one, was pretty much more priority, more important. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of really pissed me off when he said that. So me as being an African American, I thought the interviewer came to me thinking, I'm an African American and I'm disabled. There'll be a little controversy, conflict, they get something juicy from it. But again, I said, well, as an African American, I'm still upset because, number one, Mr. Jackson, Reverend Jackson, if he's a reverend, he should be fighting for the civil rights of all. You know what I'm saying? Everything is inclusive. So right then and there, he didn't demonstrate that he was a powerful leader because he wasn't for the civil rights of all. When you talk about civil rights, you talk about full inclusion of all. All right? And also, he said that the same thing that Dr. King had spoke about in his I Have a Dream speech was for equal rights, accessibility, voting, employment, housing, and education. Those are the same issues that we in the disabled community are preaching and demanding today. You see, so I couldn't understand why he said that. So again, that kind of upset me, and I just want to kind of throw something out, give you some food for thought when you all leave here. Maybe I can remember these words that I said, because I've been deemed an emerging leader, and my thing is, once you get that leadership role, your face out there, your voice out there, some of your habits you can't do anymore. So I'm thinking that I'll be telling you I want someone else to kind of take that role so I can go back to the bar. Because you can't be in the bar with your leader, you know what I'm saying? So, I want to go back, let somebody else go. But again, you do what you got to do, because I bring that up because I'm gonna quote Dr. King, because I'm kind of modified, because it's right now, like I said, to be correct, it doesn't apply to society today. But Dr. King said, if a man doesn't have a purpose worth dying for, he's no man. So I'm gonna say, if an individual doesn't have a purpose worth dying for, he doesn't exist. So I asked everybody in this room, what defines your existence today? What do you believe in today? I said, what principles or what in your heart that you believe what you stand for? Okay, that brings us to what we do in demonstrations. Okay, everybody sees us as a bunch of radicals standing in front of buses, in front of trains. We'll make a person in a wheelchair go up against an armed force of police officers armed with weapons and batons, knowing you can't do anything but get body slammed and hit and tossed around. But what will give you enough courage is to believe that we're not included in today's society. This country is not structured for us. Getting back to the civil rights movement. Okay, just like Linda said, y'all, able-bodied. I'm not prejudiced against you. I love all of you. Okay? The able-bodied citizens can walk up, the front steps and come to the front door of the building. We have to go around the back and hope that there is access. Same thing for colors-only entrance around back, and for whites only in front. These principles apply. Just like bathrooms, you have a symbol for wheelchair accessible bathroom and for regular bathroom. Substitute the sign for the wheelchair symbol to colors only. It can be applied, and that's what we're saying in that Tennessee versus Lane. What was it? Justice Rehnquist was saying, well, Lane could have got